Greetings gamers, my name is Johnny Retro and welcome back to another episode of Retro Raider, and today I have a preview for you guys, a preview of Werewolf the Apocalypse. That's right, Werewolf the Apocalypse Earthblood arrives today in modern gen consoles and also PC. Now let me say this, I've been very excited with this brand new game. Pretty much since I saw the launch trailer. And I was very lucky to get an early access to the game. I started to play the game last night. And I want you guys to take everything that I'm going to say on this preview with a big pinch of salt, okay? Because first of all, I'm playing the PlayStation 5 version of the game, okay? And I still haven't beaten the game yet, so of course that this is not going to be a review. This is just going to be a preview, you know, my first impressions on the game. I didn't test the game on the PlayStation 4, I don't own a Series X or a Series S, and I don't own the PC version, okay? This is the PlayStation 5 version. Now, first things first, why was I excited with this game? Do I like werewolves? Well, I sure do. Which brings me to the most exciting point, is that yes, this is a werewolf game, but it is based on the World of Darkness universe. I love the World of Darkness universe. I read a couple of books, you know, Vampire the Masquerade, of course, even though I never played the pen and paper game, you know, the tabletop RPG, but I've played a couple of video games and of course, you know, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. And in a world full of vampires, witches and other night creatures, well, in this one you play as a werewolf. Now, the plot of the game and the story, and don't worry guys, because all the gameplay footage that you guys are going to see in this video are from the first, you know, hour and a half, first 2 hours of the game max. In Werewolf the Apocalypse Earthblood, we play as the werewolf Cahal, whom after killing one of his tribe members in an accident, he is casted away from his pack. Now, like in the pen and paper game, werewolves in the World of Darkness universe fight against greedy and corrupted organizations that exploit the Earth's resources. And in Earthblood, that organization is Pentax, whose actions have been polluting the environment. Now, let me just cut right into the chase, okay? I think that the original idea for the game and the way that the game was presented to us, especially during that first initial trailer, I think that this was a very ambitious project. It was kind of presented as an action RPG like in previous World of Darkness universe games, but it turns out that this is more of a stealth game with RPG elements. Of course that there is a story, you have multiple choices, you know, in dialogues, you also have skills and talent trees and stuff like that, and you have a lot of action RPG combat elements also. But it's more of a stealth game, and both the story and the gameplay so far is very easy, simple, and very linear. Now that doesn't mean that it is a bad thing, because it all comes down to the gameplay, and the gameplay of the game is fun, is very good. The gameplay focuses a lot in shape-shifting. And yeah, that was another reason why I was very excited for this game when I saw the first gameplay trailers, was that we're going to have the opportunity to play as a humanoid that transforms in a werewolf. Now, in this game you have 3 forms, and you're going to spend your time pretty much, you know, shape-shifting from one to another, depending of course in the objective, the situation that you find yourself in. The first one is the Homid or human form. This is where you get your social interactions, this is where you're going to spend a lot of your time in stealth, this is where you interact with other characters, NPCs and stuff like that. This is also where, you know, you gather stuff, items, you can hack computers, open doors, stuff like that. Then you have the Lupus form, which is your wolf form. Now, I would say that this form for me is a little bit boring. It is still within the stealth aspect of the game, but this is probably the form which you are going to use less. This form gives you extra speed. It is also easy or easier to hide within this form. You can also get access to, you know, more tight places and secret places and stuff like that. And before I talk about the graphics and the textures, I mean, this form is the one that looks the worst in my opinion. The others look good, but this one looks, you know, very blocky. I don't know, the movement in the Lupus form just doesn't feel right to me. Last but not least, we have the Kronos Form, or the werewolf form. Yeah, this one is the best. Now, this is your standard stand attack form, if you will. This is where you're going to spend a lot of your time fighting, of course. You can also get stealth kills in human form, but in this one, I mean, is where you slash everything in your way. Now, the interesting thing is that when you jump into werewolf form, you know, the whole game takes place in a third camera perspective, but when you're in your werewolf form, it is kind of, you know, top down, if you will, more or less. Because, I mean, let's face it, you're a big bad wolf. You have a variety of attacks, you also have jump, you can grab and finish your enemies. There's also a rage mode. Yeah, what you get pretty much is a big, bad, and angry wolf. Now, my problem with the gameplay is that, you know, the gameplay is fun, is good, is easy to learn, and it plays good, you know, the controllers, everything, pretty tight, no complaints about that. But the thing is that I thought that the game was going to focus a lot in the transformations, and it does, but it is presented as a gimmick. You really don't have that much freedom to play the game in a way you desire, because, you know, there are situations where you really need to be in your human form, there are situations where you need to be in werewolf form, but it's not like you can pick and choose which way you are going to approach a situation, okay? So the whole shape-shifting thing, it came across as a gimmick, in my opinion. Now the graphics, well, the character models look great, the protagonist looks great, but my problem is with the textures. Textures are not that great. I mean, when you look at the base character models and then the environment, sometimes it feels like the game is kind of in an early stage, if you will. Again, I'm playing this on the PlayStation 5, but I have a decent 4K TV with HDR, the whole thing. The other complaint are the facial expressions on the characters. I mean, the fighting animations, right, look good, look great, but, you know, the facial expressions are just horrible. And the dialogues are good, but the voice acting is kind of meh. It doesn't feel like a next-gen game yet. And I know that we're still in the very beginning of the brand new gaming console generation, but, you know, there's a lot of PS4 games that look way better than this one. Now, one good thing, the music. And this is something that Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines got us used to. The soundtrack, and the soundtrack in Werewolf is just awesome. Very atmospheric, it suits the theme of the game, and I mean, we do have a lot of heavy metal tracks here. Yeah, metal guy here. What can I say? So, just a recap of my initial thoughts so far with the game. Am I enjoying the game so far? I am, I really am. But again, take this with a grain of salt, guys, because I'm kind of a suspect here. First of all, I love the setting, I love the World of Darkness. And although I'm known for, you know, massive games like big open world RPGs, but I also like this type of approach in an action game, you know, more linear, more simple. But was this the Werewolf World of Darkness game that I was hoping for? Well, not really. It doesn't feel like a finished game for me. That's my main complaint here. Fun, but kind of a beta phase fun, if you will. But hey, if you like werewolves, if you like the World of Darkness universe, well, give this one a go. And by the way, guys, let me know down below if you are currently playing Werewolf the Apocalypse. Are you playing the game on the PlayStation 5, on the Xbox Series S or Series X, PlayStation 5 or PC? Feel free to share your thoughts down below, but again, spoilers free. Guys, if you have the extra time, feel free to follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to put a like on this video, please subscribe to the channel and take care of yourselves, take care of the gaming community and game a lot.